Welcome to the Nutanix Cloud Summit Video Spotlight Series. We're here with Mukesh Gupta, Vice President, Product Management for Software Firewalls at Palo Alto Networks. Mukesh, thank you so much for joining us.
You're very welcome, Brett. Glad to be here.
So one of the questions I'd like to ask you is what technology or initiatives do you think will really have the greatest impact to the federal IT enterprise community in fiscal year 23?
Sure, Watt. So let's look at what's happening around us first. It's first of all really shocking to me how a tiny invisible virus has turned the whole world upside down in the last 2.5 years. Even pre-pandemic, the federal IT was going through digital transformation, just like all the other enterprises are going through it. But COVID suddenly accelerated everything. So in this new reality, all the agencies are struggling to accelerate supporting this hybrid workforce and also do the infrastructure modernization efforts. And what that has done, it has exploded the attack surface significantly. And the attackers are exploiting that. If you look at the attackers and a few last attacks, you would see that the attackers have gone very sophisticated with automation, ML, AI tools, and the result is these highly impactful attacks. So if you look at last year, there was Colonial Pipeline attack that literally had an impact on US economy because the gas prices were starting to fluctuate because of that attack. And earlier this year, there was a ransomware gang called Conti that brought the country of Costa Rica on its knees with a ransomware attack. And Costa Rica had to declare a national emergency to deal with this attack. So it's a whole new level of security challenges that we're dealing with right now. So in response to all of this, our president issued an executive order last year to improve our nation's cybersecurity. And this executive order called for all agencies to adopt Zero Trust as a strategic initiative. What Zero Trust is, it's a strategic approach that calls for protecting 5 pillars of an enterprise: identity, devices, network, workloads, and data. And it does it by removing the implicit trust from everywhere. So I believe that's the initiative that would have the greatest impact on the federal IT in FY23.
I think a lot of people will agree with you on that one. And then let's talk a little bit about the impact of legacy systems. How would you say that, given the technical capabilities now available with containers and virtualization, how much of a headwind does legacy applications represent to agencies trying to modernize?
Sure. So I think there are a few things going on as part of this modernization effort. So if you look at the legacy applications, they ran on custom physical appliances. They were built as a monolith, generally used the 3-tier architecture, and the release cycles were pretty long because we were working with a waterfall approach. So if you look at in contrast, you look at the new world applications, where everybody is moving towards running applications as VM or containers, using microservices architecture, where these microservices are connected with well-defined APIs, and the release cycles have shrunk to a few weeks, if not days, in some organizations. So what I see is most agencies are taking a 2-pronged approach. They're taking, whatever applications are being built, new. Let's go modern, use cloud-native approach because it's really easy, and you can do that really easily in public cloud. But most people, including the cloud providers themselves, have realized that not everything can be moved to public cloud for security reasons, compliance reasons. So Kubernetes and containers are bringing that same cloud-native approach into the data center. So for new applications, they're taking that route. Now, everyone is also realizing that it's not possible to turn every application into this new cloud-native architecture. So the entire industry is built various approaches to the second approach that we are calling lift and shift modernization. For example, there is an initiative in the Kubernetes community called KubeWorld that allows you to run VMs inside Kubernetes environment. So people are taking those approaches to allow this lift and shift modernization. So yes, the legacy applications definitely headwinds because it's not easy to turn them into cloud native, but I believe it's a solvable problem. as long as the expectations are clear that the lift and shift modernization would give you a lot of benefits, but not all the benefits that you could get with cloud native. So as long as you're okay with that, you can modernize them and get some advantages out of that. Now, from the security perspective, it's really important to baseline the behavior of these legacy applications. And there are various tools that allow you to do that. So you can maintain the security posture as you migrate them from this legacy environment to cloud or containers.
Well, those are some great points, and sounds like certainly a lot of positive prospects by using containers both on-prem and in the cloud to help agencies modernize. So thank you for highlighting some of the things that you're seeing. And Mukesh, thank you for joining us in general here and sharing your insights here at the Nutanix Cloud Summit.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Fayed.